So, sorry, I'm doing a part two to that one because it ended funky. Um, I, so yeah, just having our own and just really just being cognizant of that. Um, Running our own shit, community, looking at resources, not leaning on the traditional resources and infrastructure for any type of assistance. Now, I think it's not just something as easy as it's easier said than done, right? So it's not just, oh, that's just, no, this is extremely hard work. It's going to take creativity. It's going to take a lot of self-care. I think it's going to take hacking the current resources to give proper self-care, proper food, as much as you can until you can build your own. But let's have that mindset. Let's not wonder why the current infrastructure in most of our communities don't support people of color. Let's make our own. Let's have that vision and just open our minds up for that possibility. So this is much shorter than the other one, but this is just a message from the heart. My mask is drying here, so I need to probably take it off. I don't want to leave it on too long, but just want to speak from the heart and continue to speak from the heart. Hopefully I can continue to do these, just making time, because it's a real sacrifice to, as a black person, to take time for yourself. It costs money, it costs resources because there's so little. So when you take time for yourself as a black man, you're taking money out of your own pocket, but you have to take care of yourself. And so it puts stress on income not coming in. It puts stress on a lot of things, but it's this catch-22 where you desperately need the respite care. You desperately need self-care. And so that's a battle that I see my white counterparts don't really struggle with, and I'm learning how to make it happen for myself. And when you plug yourself into like corporations that give you more income, it takes so much. I found that working in the corporate world for 10 years, it took so much from me that I had nothing to give to my creativity to feed my soul, and I was always giving to someone else, and the corporation was always getting more. Now that I work for myself, I find that it's very hard, just between taxes and trying to pay bills and just trying to keep up with everything, and I find it, I've been doing this for 3 years away from the corporation. I find it very hard, extremely challenging financially, to be a creative, all that stuff. That takes a lot of resources. And that's the thing I was thinking about earlier with the traditional 2 incomes, 2.5 kids, picket fence, that kind of American dream stuff. That shit is expensive. And it really, I just look at, it's really kind of like a lot of excess space that you have to manage, like a house with anything more than 3 bedrooms. That's a lot, to manage, and I just find the expenses, and I think there's certain people that do that with ease, like they come from middle-class families, and that's not a problem, and they can just flow in that. But I find the alternative group, people of color, people, marginalized groups, I find that the income and the wealth, the generational wealth, is just not there. We know it's not there, and we look at black homes, people that are educated, you look at the numbers, the wealth is just not there for black people to have comfortable lives. So we really have to get creative and think of alternatives. Excuse me. And that's something that I've had to do, is really get creative and let go of certain ideas. Like, it's just not going to happen. I got to think of this thing totally different in order to continue to be a creative, to do art shows. Like, there is no excess of money. Everything is a challenge. Everything is financially taxing. And it's interesting for me because I've had times where it wasn't like that. But I looked at what was taken from my soul and my health and my rest and peace of mind in order to be a part of a corporation as a black man, and to be at the top of that corporation, to be a top performer, you know what I mean? And to plug into an institution that really my corporate days and retail corporate that I was in really marginalized and kept black people in debt, and really was harmful to brown and black people and people, anybody in marginalized communities. And it became a matter of my heart. It became a matter of my spirit and then there was toxic people that I worked with, just really, really toxic folks that I worked with, that, leaving that environment, leaving that really consistent and stable income became crucial. Leaving stability became vital to my mental, physical health and my life, So I think that's all I got, and blessings and peace to you. Take care.